And we're back. Well, I was back. I got in back early. Didn't think I was going to be here, but I did get back. I did make it back for the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, it's the PCC Multiverse, where TJ Johnson and I talk about Call of Duty Black Ops 7 out now. So I'm sure after this post game, you're going to be Black Opsing right there for you in COD, doing some COD action. Maybe Bronny will be as well. The future of Mass Effect on TV. We have made some decisions on that. We go over whether we like it or we don't like it. And yes, as was announced earlier today by Larry Ellison, as far as the direction of Star Trek, a new Star Trek movie is in development, and it will not be part of the Kelvin timeline. He mentioned that last week. Larry Ellison, the big man behind Paramount Studios, he mentioned that the Kelvin timeline is dead. We talk about that as far as the Kelvin timeline of the Star Trek universe and more right there for you on the PCC Multiverse, wherever you get your podcasts on the Pop Culture Cosmos outlets. And also, if you're a member on our YouTube channel, it's available right now for you as well. Also, as well, the guys from the Lakerholics crew, Lakerholics.com, they will be in studio tomorrow. That's right. They are going to go live tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. So go ahead and check out what they are talking about with the road trip and the impending return of one LeBron James. Go ahead and check out what they have to say tomorrow at 11 a.m. Don't forget, we'll be back with more. Joe will be hosting the post game tomorrow. I thought I was going to do it both days in a row, but I got back early enough. Tomorrow, not so much because the UNLV game got some stuff going on there. So Joe will be hosting the post game tomorrow after, of course, playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break for the game against Milwaukee tomorrow, indeed. Also, as well, don't forget Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Go ahead and make sure you check out what's going on right there with Luka. Good game today. Kobe right there. Kobe and Gigi right here. Look at the detail on this, people. Your holiday is right around the corner. People will want cool stuff. If you just send them the same old stuff that you got off of Amazon, nah, as LA Knight would say. You want to go ahead and get them some good stuff, detailed stuff, custom stuff. Whether it's Lakers, Dodgers, sports related, pop culture related, go ahead, follow at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Go ahead, let him know what you're thinking. Message him, do that DM, slide into his DMs. Let him know what you're thinking. I want a t-shirt, maybe of this or that. And you know what? He'll let you know if he can do it. He'll maybe even show you a design or two, what it might look like. And he'll send it right on over. He'll let you know how much it costs. And I'm sure he's going to get it to you at a good price because no one is better with custom apparel and custom gifts for you out there than Drip Show, indeed. At Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Also, as well, I did make an appearance. I will mention here in a little bit as far as my appearance on another Lakers outlet later here in the show. It's just coming up. I will actually showcase it. It's kind of amusing. I went into my background on the Lakers Fast Break. I went into some of the people who stopped by here, but I do appreciate it. And I will go ahead and mention more about that here as soon as John or Joe comes up here so they can go ahead and razz me a little bit as only they can. But go ahead and make sure you listen up where I was at earlier this week, coming up here in just a few minutes. But also, don't forget as well, John Costa, Clutch Talking Lakers Corner. Of course, Joe Soro, the Joe Soro Experiment. Those guys are on playback as well, so go ahead and support them. Doesn't matter where you go. Jeremy says, I'm loyal to you at Lakers Fast Break. I say, it's okay. We only have so many VIPs, and I don't get compensated anymore from playback. So go ahead. Go on over to the Joe Soro Experiment if you need to. Go on over and say hi to John Costa at Clutch Talk. Excuse me, at Lakers. Speaking of which, here's the guy now from Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Lakers Corner on playback. It's okay. You can go over to him. Jeremy from Australia is feeling the guilt. I'm so sad that John and Joe are on their own channels. You guys had a falling out or something? And I said, no, we're all cool. They're just doing their own thing. We don't get paid from playback anymore, so I don't care. Go ahead. Hop. You can hop. You can channel hop on all of our stations. It don't matter. Go ahead, stop by Lakers Corner. He's a good man. He runs a good show. I've been on there while he does his playback thing. Joe, the Australians are running wild with Vari and Mark on.
The Australians are running wild.
Yes, on Joe's channel on playback. Yeah, Joe he watches from the sidelines a lot, and he just lets those Australians run wild. So the Aussies run wild on Joe's channel on playback. So yeah, it's a great time. Wherever you go, just join one of our channels. That's all we need to know. But right there for you on playback as well. But I did want to wait until someone got here before I made the announcement that John Costa's here. I was on earlier this week on Seven's great channel, Lakers Land. So please go ahead and support Lakers Land on YouTube. I was on there, and I'm going to look it up right now. I want to show you this here in a second. It's really funny because, one of the things that I cited that was maybe I could work on my channel was I'm not really too keen, John, with this way that people have to go ahead and promote their channel. Like they have to put those bullet words, explosive, exciting, those really big words that are supposed to get you out there. So I'm going to prop this up here in a sec here. I hope I don't get copyrighted for it because I'm just doing up the screen. But let me go ahead and do this. On Lakers Land, 7 runs a great channel. And before we get into it, yes, Lakers win, by the way, everyone. So don't worry. We'll go ahead. I have plenty of time on discussion. So I'm going to go on here. I was interviewed by 7. Big shout out to 7. He does a great job. Gave me some great questions. We went into the background of my history with podcasting, my history with the Lakers, my history with the Lakers fast break. But I love these catchphrases that you have to do these days in YouTube land, my friend. So John, there you go, because I unloaded in my new interview. I exposed it. My raw take is out there, John. So yes, I unloaded my raw expose take. For me, it was just Tuesday, but okay.
For me, it was just Tuesday. Is hilarious.
For me, it's just Tuesday. But you have to put those big explosive words. You got to do it in all bold. So I wanted you or Joe here, so you could go off on your me on that if you wanted to, because it just when it says exploded, unloaded, raw, I sound almost like a adult movie star. But be that as it may,
that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that sounds kind of crazy, honestly. All those words are kind of
exploded, unloaded. But I had a great time with 7. I invited him to our channel to stop on by. He does a great job on Lakers Land. So if you want a different Lakers channel to support, he is definitely deserving of it as well. So I wanted to go ahead with
it. I think Joe wants the link. Joe is like, send the damn code. That is so funny. I
sent it to him earlier today. He just has to look for his email. Joe, I said it early.
Joe, I love you, brother. Joe, I love you, brother. But that's such an old person thing to say. Send the code. It's a link, Joe. It's a link.
It's a link.
But
did I not send it to you? I sent it to him a while back.
You sent it early. You sent it like in the first quarter or something like that.
Yeah, because I didn't think I was gonna. I asked him to host the next couple days. I did not think I was going to make it back in time for today. I won't make it back in time tomorrow due to the UNLV game. So he's hosting. So I sent him a link now. He'll be joining us in a second. But I just love that.
But
I'm unloading tonight, John.
You're wilding, Gerald.
I'm exposed.
You're
Raw.
wilding. You're
I'm
wilding.
raw.
Wait, who is it? Somebody asked me what was in my cup. There's just water in here, you guys. Water with some lemons. I like to put lemon in my water.
The code, not the link, you think. Oh, the code. Okay, hold on for the code. Hold on. Oh no, because he's talking about this the Talk Studio login. It's for tomorrow because we talked about this. Yeah, no. Joe can actually chew me out because I'm sending him the code right now. I sent you the link before. Here's the code. I'm unloading the code to you now, Joe.
Gerald, you're wilding with this unloading stuff today.
It's funny because I was, in the morning I was driving to my kid to school, and I'm just, at parked waiting at a, stoplight, just scrolling what's on YouTube. All of a sudden I see my face and the big word unloaded. As far as just as a note there, because he talked about the interview with me, and it just seeing me and the word unloaded right below it. I just knew that Joe, you or Kurt Affair are going to have a great time with it if they saw it. So I'm leaving myself out there. What can you say? But again, go ahead and check out Seven is a great guy. I'm hoping to get him back on this show on our stage. But if you want to hear my entire interview, it's on Lakers land right there for you. So the Lakers, 12 minutes in, we've already delayed enough. Lakers continuing the road trip, had a terrible time of it in Oklahoma City, facing a back-to-back, but at least the first stop was in New Orleans, in the Bayou. And they played around with their food for a little while. They finally realized in the third quarter to wake up, and they actually got close to 20-point lead, 19-point lead in the third quarter. But again, you play with your food too much, it comes back on you, and they crept back in below the double-digit mark, got the Lakers a little nervous. But in the end, mistakes by a young New Orleans team, the Lakers took advantage and pulled away with a somewhat convincing victory, 118-104. They go tomorrow to Milwaukee. They're 9-4 on the season here today to discuss. Here today to unload his verbiage today on you all is a good man indeed. He is from Lakers Corner. It is, of course, John Costa. John, great to have you here. I actually took a screenshot. I'm going to send it to you guys in the DM. It's so funny because when you wake up in the morning, you see one of the first things you see is that. It's like Gerald Glassford unloads. And I'm like, oh my God. There you go. All right. But John, your thoughts on today's game? It just seemed like at any point in time, the Lakers could hit the switch and get this thing going. Of course, we did get the chance up close and personal to see Trey Murphy III and salivate. It's, hopefully one day that we can have him paired alongside of Luka. But outside of that, again, a solid performance from DeAndre Ayton, 10 of 11 from the field, 20 points and 16 rebounds from him. Luka Doncic, 24 and 12. Austin Reeves, 31, 7 and 7 for him. Like I said, they just came in as soon as they focused on what they needed to do, as soon as they turned up their defense intensity just a little and paid attention to it and focused on it for just a couple minutes here or there, that's all they needed, John.
Yeah. Honestly, this game should have been over much earlier and much with less effort and without having to play Luka as much as we had to play. Like, I mean, you can
100% correct.
You can make an argument that this game should have been over in the beginning of the third quarter, to be honest with you. But even if you don't want to say that, all right, basketball's a game of runs, the game should have been over at the start of the fourth quarter as well. So, I mean, honestly, like, a win is a win, and you can't ever, be upset about a win. But my only thing is just like the way we won, the unnecessary 40 minutes for Luka Doncic against the worst team in the league. Like the 40 minutes for Luka against the worst team in the league. And it had to be a Luka and Ayton masterclass to beat the worst team in the league. That is shorthanded, right? You know what I'm saying? They were extremely shorthanded tonight.
3 out, 3 of their starters.
Right? 3 of their by far best players, to be honest with you. So and then well, I guess except Trey, because Trey's pretty good, as we saw, put up 35 against us tonight. He couldn't miss much, but hey man, look, a win is a win. My only thing I say is let's clean up the sloppy basketball in the early in the game, had those early turnovers, and then I just feel like it was honestly a lack of concentration, to be real with you, because we would lock in, go on a run, pull off a 15-point lead, and then lose focus, lose concentration, and they would get right. They're running right back up. So my biggest thing is just concentration and not overly exhorting Luka against the worst team in the NBA. But happy to see my boy Joe in here. Joe, that's a very nice jacket, I'll be honest. And my dog Legend, where are you at, brother? Are you at the schoolhouse, or where are you at? I can't even hear you.
I can't get you. Your mic's not coming through, my friend.
Your mic's not working. But Joe, where you get that jacket?
So I went to Gerald's favorite sports store, Dick's, and sorry, man, you kept talking about unloading. I was like, that's the first thing I thought of. I told you I'm not today. I can't really defend it today. So check this out. So this is my life, by the way. This isn't the first time this has happened. So I go there to go get this hat, right? To go get championship shirts and hats. This was all that was there. And then I start walking around and I see this sweater. And it wasn't blue. It was this kind of cream colored black. You guys know I like to wear black. So it's got this nice little cream with the black, stuff. I'm like, damn,
tough.
That is my shit right there, right? So I end up, and I don't look at price tags. When you got money like I do, I don't really look at price tags. But I was surprised when I got to the cashier. I'm like, oh, this, is going to be like $80 at most in my head, like just 200. Naturally. Dude, this shit was like $160.
Yeah,
it's like, God. She's like, $256, please.
That's like a Nike
what? Tech, what the hell did I buy? Gold? So I got the hat, I got the sweater, and then I got another shirt. I did get the parade hat too. So that was a nice one too. But this one obviously matches better with this. And yeah, it's very rare that I find nice clothes on the rack anywhere these days. I usually have to order everything. Number one, there's never my size. The other is shit is whack. So I was very happy. And today, maybe one out of 3.5 days during the year where I can wear a sweater, a parka, or whatever because of the weather, I was able to wear it and not feel like I'm dying of heat. So yeah, it was. It's definitely one of the best buys I've ever had, and I'm still not off of the Dodger win. I'm still not off of the Dodger win. The high off it. Yeah, it's been.
Did you go to the parade?
No, I went to the parade in 2001 and 2002 for the Lakers, and 2002 turned me off on parades.
Why? Forever. What happened?
I saw grown-ass men on dope throwing beer glass in the air while kids were around.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely a lot of hooligans.
And yeah, and that's not a good environment for me, not because I'm worried about getting hit by a bottle. I'm worried about going and kicking somebody in the face. And those guys are probably packing, and they're probably ready to kill somebody. So it's not a good place that it's probably not good. It's not a good environment for me.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Smart man. I hear you.
So your thoughts on today's game, my friend?
The Lakers have played like LeBron James centric the last 3 games. The Atlanta game, the Atlanta game, the Oklahoma City Thunder game, and then tonight. They looked lazy. And we talk about bad habits, and I'm saying that because before this road trip, they were actually playing basketball. There was an appeal to how their energy was, how their teamwork was, how they were passing, how they were kind of on a string in terms of defense. And I don't know what happened in this road trip. They kind of went back to really bad habits. It almost looks like it went. Remember when Luka first became a Laker, the defense was on point for about a month and a half, and then they fell off after that, right? It's like they lost the energy. That's what happened here. Now, I don't know if this is – I don't want to start talking about Dallas here because you guys know I don't give a shit about Dallas, but is this what Dallas was talking about? Because Luka missing those free throws, I've been going back and forth in my head. Why is this guy missing free throws? He's one of the best shooters on the planet. Well, I think it comes down to concentration. That's usually what free throws are. Unless you have perfect mechanics like Reggie Miller, Jordan, Kobe, whatever, where it's just they're so used to it, they just go in. But Luka needs to really, really fix this problem. You cannot have a man that has the ball in his hand that much and miss these kind of free throws. He needs to be shooting in the mid-80s to almost mid-80s. He should not be shooting under 80. That's going to be a problem down the road. He cannot be that guy. LeBron has a little bit of a leeway because he's not technically a guard or a good shooter, but Luka doesn't have that excuse. He's supposed to be making those shots. He's supposed to be hitting those shots on the regular. The tournament crap, they had to keep the score going the way it is because that plays a factor in the I guess the positioning.
Dumbass.
Ayton was good. He was like what 9 of 10 at the beginning, and then Ayton.
Did you see the shit he did at the end?
Yeah, he got lazy again. And Marcus Smart, Jesus, 1 for 10. He was shooting them out of the game towards the end there, dude. You gotta stop shooting once you're at 1-6. Stop shooting. You're Marcus Smart. Go to the basket at least. Do something. But it looked like a very lazy game, and it made me realize how horrid the New Orleans Pelicans are. And for the love of God, please, NBA, do not expand. Either move the New Orleans Pelicans to Seattle or Vegas, and then find another team, maybe Memphis, and get them over there for the second team. Do not expand. This league does not need another team. This league actually needs 2 less teams, to be honest with you. That's kind of what I got. That's kind of the revelation I saw tonight in terms of watching the New Orleans Pelicans and the officiating tonight. Also, all 3 of these referees should be flushed down the toilet. Absolute just trash product as it could. It's the worst one I've seen this year so far. I mean, that's absolutely atrocious. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. I mean, that reverse call on Jesus, I'm drawing a blank here. Our backup center, Hayes. Jeez. I mean, are you blind? I mean, how many refs do we need on the court? Do we need 4 now? The guy didn't even touch anything. And then they reverse it, and I don't even know, they didn't even know what they were saying. Oh, well, it wasn't a foul, but it's not really their ball. It's the other guy's ball. I'm like, what? So, yeah. Not a good product tonight, guys, in any way. The only good thing that came out of it is obviously a win, but that was just not good. The product was just trash from every end. And if I was the coach, I'd be Nick Sabaning these guys all over the place. Like, you guys looked like pure, freshly laid ass.
Like Ayton's hair.
Ayton's hair looks like, and I said this on Lakers Ball, my forum. I said Ayton's head, whoever okayed that or let him do that, meaning his hairstylist, that person should be thrown in the sewer. 100%. And the other thing is, someone needs to tell Ayton that his head looks like he just dipped it in fresh human shit.
Right, bro?
Seriously, what the fuck is that? Like, it is. What is that?
Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I said this on my playback I was doing. I feel like his friends aren't really his friends, because if that's my homie, first thing I'm saying is I'm like, yo, brother, you got to go back to your natural hair color. This is hideous. There's no,
and I'm you look at the NBA player in general. Most look like they just got out of their bed and went to the court.
yes.
I mean, seriously, where's your pride? What like, dude, like, you have any kind of manners, any kind of pride in who, like, being a I guess respectable person in public? I'm not asking you to go put makeup on and go fix your hair into, $1,000 haircut, but geez, comb your hair and trim yourself a little bit. You look like like someone's been living in a dumpster. And that's not just one guy, it's several. So yeah, not a good product tonight. Not a good product. I sort of enjoyed the first half, but then the second half kind of went like, geez, is this thing going to end or what? But they got the win, and I guess that's all that matters. But bad habits on this road trip. And then now they got to go back to LA, play Utah, and then they got to go out and go play in Utah. And you know how that goes. Atlanta, Utah, Denver. Usually those places are banes of our existence. Yeah, by the way, Legend, seriously, where the hell are you? Are you in that building in Dread?
We still can't hear you.
We still can't hear you, my friend.
Damn. It looks like he's in like a hotel lobby. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
hotel lobby. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Yes. Get a disc. Say you're having internet trouble, so you can get like a huge discount off your room, my friend. Yes, there you go. I've done that before. Oh wait, sorry. Best league, Lakers fast break. Vando and Smart are better defenders than him, but I don't see anyone close to LeBron because he called him one of our top 3 defenders when he comes back, and I'm just like,
who said this?
Well, best league.
Is it best league on like drugs?
He said his best league on drugs.
Again,
do you do drugs days, best league?
Yeah.
Or do you sniff like paint?
Sniffing
paint can burn your cells.
I don't think LeBron is one of our best one-on-one defenders, but I think he's
those days are gone.
Did you forget it was 2025?
On the string, like team defense, I think he plays relatively all right defense. He's never a liability out there, at least.
But he will save himself
100%.
Watch
him.
He
should though. If
there's a guy that does not shoot well, or he will space himself like 10 feet away from the guy if he does not have any faith in that guy hitting 3-pointers. So he's smart. He's 41 years old. He's going to be 41 years old. So he is cutting corners on certain aspects, and that starts with the defensive end. It's just that real. When he gets pissed off at a call or at another player on the opposite team, he does revert back to, for like a possession or two, John, where he gets all mad, he goes up in people's faces, then he starts getting up on it, and he gets all aggressive and whatnot, and he starts flipping back the clock for those times. But that's few and far between, guys. LeBron coming back, it's a good thing, but we don't know how much of a good thing until we see him come back and see how he is, because he is 40 years old. So let him come back, let him get integrated back in the offense, and let's see how it looks. But if you're worrying more about him on the defensive end for a team that's in the bottom 10 of the NBA right now in defense,
yeah, we're not.
I don't think it's going to really help you on that end of the floor a whole lot.
And that's not even necessarily where we need LeBron to come and help us. I mean, yes, we need defense. Have great defense. All great championship teams or successful teams are great defensively, but we want LeBron to come in and handle the ball when the Lucas are not out there. We want him to create offense when the Lucas are not out there. We want him to provide his leadership presence, right? I think there was a run in this game, actually, when we were just making so many, I think, just silly mistakes, to be honest with you. And I think it's at those times when you need a veteran presence to calm the game down, slow the game down, get an easy bucket. And I think that LeBron is gonna bring that to our. I mean, that's LeBron James. Like I do think it's kind of wild how people just after, however many games, like 12, 15 games, they're just acting like LeBron isn't LeBron. But yeah, to Best League's point, I don't think that LeBron is going to be one of our better defenders.
Once again, the Lakers win.
Please don't mention Vando. Vando looked like a bumbling, stumbling fucking disaster today.
He didn't believe in his own jumper. You seen that when he
hit one? Yeah, he hit one 3-pointer that bounced 4 times before it went in. And Jesus Christ, can you find some kind of stick 'em? Go talk to Lester Hayes. He's still alive. Fred Biletnikoff is still alive. Go find something. Catch the ball. Every time, whether it's a rebound or whether it's whatever, this guy makes Kwame Brown look like Spider-Man. What's going on? Work on your game. There was a time where Kobe, because Kobe didn't have big hands for his size. I remember he used to stumble a lot in the late 90s. He fixed it. I know you can't compare Kobe to things, but Jesus, work on your game, dude. Work on your deficiencies. Can you at least do that? I mean, we'd have so much better chances at these small little scores if you would be able to just grab the damn ball with your hand. Does he have small hands? I haven't heard that Jared has small hands. I don't know. I don't get it. But it's really. But it's going back to this focus and the kind of the laziness today. This is something where now we're going to have to start talking about Luka Doncic. Luka's the man now. Because LeBron's not going to be here that long. LeBron's going to be here probably another 7 months. Luka needs to stop letting his team get lazy. I know he's not that kind of personality, but this is unacceptable. I don't want to see fundamentals go down the shitter like this. This needs to get fixed. If JJ's not going to fix it, then Luka's got to be the guy. He's the number one guy. So I didn't like how they played today at all. I did not like it. They looked like they were not focused, and it wasn't one of those things where this team is so well off that they can have a dud here and there. I guess they can do that, but they don't have that entitlement yet. They're not champions. They're not there yet. I don't know when they're going to be there yet, but I'm just saying, and it's not going to get better with LeBron. LeBron's actually one of the worst when it comes to this kind of stuff. Usually his teams quit regularly when things aren't going well. That's been his rep his entire career. So I don't know. The reason why I'm saying it now is because I didn't see it until this road trip. I saw them playing their butts off the first, 10 games, and then all of a sudden they reverted back to shitty fundamentals and shitty awareness.
Best League says LeBron MVP season coming. Okay.
Damn.
John, you're the biggest LeBron supporter of us three.
Yes, I am, but I'm also a realistic, I'm a realistic fan. I'm a realistic supporter. Yes, I can make a case, and the case is that he is the greatest player of all time in totality. But when you have to look at things in reality, he's 41, playing in the league full of 23, 24-year-olds, and even that, this is Luka's MVP season. So Best League, I love this LeBron support. Trust me, he's my guy. But the Lakers are my team before LeBron is my guy. I'll be honest.
So once again, the Lakers win 118-104. You're right, they did struggle, but there were times, John, when they focused and applied themselves. Luka was making efforts at times to play defense, to actually play hard defense. When they focused on it, they moved. They were actually effective against the New Orleans. They just were not able to sustain it. They would get a little cushion, and then the yo-yo effect, which you see a lot in basketball, yo-yos right back to where they're making a game. New Orleans did. So I just, again, how as a coach would be approached, should JJ approach this? Because the lack of focus during games like these, they should have put these guys out in the first quarter. It should have been done like OKC did to us we should have done to New Orleans.
Absolutely. I agree. That shit is ridiculous. Again, I'll stay like how I said in the beginning. We do not have to play Luka Doncic 40 minutes against the worst team in the league. I think it's as simple as that. Game should have been over in the first half, to be honest with you. If we're being fair, like, all right, I'll give them the first quarter, but even though we outscored them, but I'm just saying as in the sense of like by the first half, this shit should have been done. But I am gonna have to do my 3-minute recap though. So with that being said, Joe, Gerald, good to see you boys. I hope I see you boys tomorrow.
You'll see him tomorrow. Most likely I won't be here. He's gonna host, and God help us all.
Gotcha. That's hilarious. All right. Well, Joe, just send me a link, brother, and I'll hop on there.
I won't unload tomorrow. I won't expose something. It won't be raw for me tomorrow. It'll actually be Joe doing all that.
You guys are hilarious. But if you want to follow me, please do. Lakers Corner on YouTube, Lakers_Corner on Instagram.
Follow you where?
I'm telling you right now, Lakers_Corner on Instagram.
Why?
You can subscribe.
We're gonna follow you to the ends of the earth, John.
3-minute game recap. So if you missed the
game, why not 2 minutes?
Because 3 minutes I can like get into it a little bit more, kind of like show some actual game footage. 2 minutes is really hard to tell you everything that happened in the game.
Oh, but you need 3.
You need 3. And you want to know something? You want to know some major game right here? No. Anything under 3 minutes, I'm going to tell you anyway. Anything under 3 minutes is considered a short on YouTube, and shorts pay out better.
But what if you're tall?
I'm talking about YouTube shorts.
Oh.
Joe, you're hilarious. Joe, Gerald, you guys are great.
Since they started cutting back on views on long form videos.
You said what?
Earlier this year, about 3 or 4 months ago, they restructured what they value as a view. So all channels are getting less views than what they once did. So what they count as a view for their advertisers is now different than what it was before. So that's why we have less views than what we did this time last year.
Yeah, because they pulled that out of their butts so they can pay Disney, right?
Apparently, or something like that. But yeah, they took it out on the channel owners, including
no YYC. I'd be more of Nick Saban type. Bobby Knight was too much.
All right, yeah. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all boys tomorrow.
You got it, John. No worries. Have a good one, my friend. All the best. That is John Costa at Lakers Corner. Go ahead and check out what he's doing today there, and following him on social media as well. But the Lakers win 118-104. So, Joe, tomorrow they're heading into Milwaukee. Milwaukee just won in overtime over Charlotte. So they themselves had their own game where maybe they didn't put everything all together. I know Giannis Antetokounmpo is primed to have a great game. I know a lot of people are going to be talking about that because it is a Luka versus Giannis top 5 MVP matchup right now. Both guys are going to come in with their teams right now, doing pretty good, but both are not at the what I would say elite level in each other's conference. I would not put Milwaukee as the elite in the Eastern, and after what we saw in OKC, I don't think anyone could do the same for the Lakers right now. But both are good teams, and both probably will give you something to compete with if the Lakers field out their roster tomorrow night and don't decide to go ahead and give someone the day off.
See, and that's what's wrong with the NBA here. Look at what we've discussed before the game is even on. Who's going to rest? You have 2 of the more popular athletes on the planet when it comes to basketball, and the first thing in your mind is Luka going to play tomorrow? It's not Luka versus Giannis. It's pretty pathetic. That should not be the subject line of this. This should be, oh my God, Luka's going to play Giannis. Will these guys be teammates maybe one day? Something like that. But it's not. No, it's soft, pussy-ass NBA lingo of, will these people play on the back end of a back-to-back? The best athletes on the planet in their sport, and are they going to rest? What is it? November 14th. The NBA hasn't even gone a full month yet. And we're talking about that in November. If Adam Silver and the idiots who think like this don't fix themselves, this is what the product is going to continue to be. What you saw in the second half tonight, it's lousy.
Almost as lousy as the court, Joe. How bad did that look to you?
Even my wife couldn't stand the court. She doesn't watch basketball like this. She's like, "What is this blue thing? I can't look at this game. It's bothering my eyes." I wouldn't say Zion ruined the NBA, but Zion is a part of the problem in the NBA. He's a small part because of the fact that he didn't. These guys get paid before they should get paid. That's the problem. And speaking of getting paid, I noticed something today on Lakers Ball. One of the patrons on there posted something, and I kind of puckered, kind of made my eyes go up a little bit.
Something puckered.
Yeah. Well, Oklahoma City is going to go from 166 million next year to 275 million in salary.
That is correct. But they will have 5 first-round draft picks next summer, with 2 possibly in the lottery, if everything stood out as it is today.
I don't. That's not the point of this. Are they ready to pay a $50 million luxury tax?
I think they are.
Really?
For those 3 guys,
that might be more actually.
But it's the players surrounding them: the Wiggins, the Isaiah Joes. Those guys they can ship out, or Hartensteins. Or
I think they're going to have to let go of Hartenstein and Dort. They're coming up on team options, and that right there, I think, was close to $50 million. So they're going to have to lose some depth there.
Caruso as well, because Caruso's on a pretty fat contract himself, and he's
Caruso's on a guaranteed contract his entire time. They'd have to trade him to get rid of him. They'd have to trade.
Well, that's what I mean.
And they'd have to trade Jalen Williams. Now, Jalen Williams is an interesting one. It looks like the team plays just as good with him and without him, even though they probably do still need him. Yeah. Do they make a trade for Jalen Williams? Because he's going to make $41 million, as will Chet Holmgren. And then you already have SGA making $40 million, and then his salary jumps to $63 million in a couple of years.
But that's what I'm talking about, Joe. You keep the 3 that you want to make as a foundation, but everybody else becomes moving pieces that you continually move, because you have more coming in. Like I talked about, 5 first-round draft picks next year and next summer, and the next year after, they have multiple draft choices. They can flip with the Clippers if the Clippers fall again in 27 as the last pick in the Paul George trade. So again, yes, they're going to have to go on the luxury tax. They're going to have to go far into it, but I think they're going to keep those 3 as the foundation. But everybody that's after man number 3 on there, they're all going to be rotated in and out. Eventually, those guys are going to be either moved, or they're going to go out on their own, or they're going to be traded out. And it's up to Presti to bring people on in, to bring players on in. With his key eye, and keep low cost. Like right now, AJ Mitchell's doing an outstanding job for them. That could come in at a cheap price, and they'll be able to go ahead and go forward and continue to play at a high level. So again, a lot of decisions you're made financially, right? Especially in that area of Oklahoma City and how much it is financially. But hopefully, got everything worked out with our good friend Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Welcome again, my friend. Hopefully, you're doing well on your Friday. How's it going?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Getting ready for football tomorrow.
There you go. I know that Joe is as well, and I am as well, with USC and Iowa. I want to ask your thoughts on tonight's game with the Lakers in New Orleans. I know that Golden State, again, the next game after they got lambasted in Oklahoma City, they actually made up for in much of it by winning on the road in San Antonio. The Lakers, I think, for getting lambasted in Oklahoma City, I think they have to. This was a win. This was something where, they have to win this game. There's no doubt about it. But it's the game tomorrow that I'm worried about, because the fact, A, I don't know who's going to play in the game, and B, when you're playing a Milwaukee team at home, Milwaukee is pretty good, as we see with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Legend.
I would say tonight they got the win. That's the most important part. I agree with Joe. Joe and John pretty much that could have been a better win. Got a little icky in some times, but win is a win. You got what you needed. The most important part. Got to clean up some stuff. It's a little weird seeing Luka missing free throws. That's a little weird.
Not so much, because he and LeBron, they're right around the mid-70s, 70, which is terrible to say, because both those guys during the career, they'll probably regret not improving their free throws more to get into the 80s, because that's another 1,000, 2,000 points that they could have get by the end of the career. So I'm not too surprised to see that. It's just like you said, it's something where, why can't they do better? Why aren't they better from the free throw line when they know they're going to go there so much, Legend?
That's the biggest thing to me. You're going to be living most of the time out that free throw line, so that's something you want to try to improve, get that better. But other than that, games, I'm got like John. The game should have been over in the third quarter, but stuff happens. It is what it is. But they got the win. That's the most important part. I'm curious to see what they do in the next game, though. Are you going to rest some people, or are you going to just go for that win or not? I was curious about that. I'm going to assume, it's just me guessing, I'm going to guess Luka's probably not going to play tomorrow, and they're going to be Austin Reeves and role players.
I mean, they played, Luka 40 minutes tonight, Austin Reeves 39 minutes tonight, Joe 36 minutes for DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart 34, Rui 35. The early returns from the bench, I think it speaks to what you have as far as confidence in the bench. I mean, I thought they started off the season on a good note as far as bench wise, Joe, but so far, like tonight, they didn't get much of a look at all. I mean, combined, Joe, do you realize combined the bench played 16 minutes total. 16 minutes total from the bench from 4 guys. What does that say?
You sure?
I'm looking at it now. Yeah. 3 for
they...
Jared Vanderbilt. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're right. No, a little more. My bad. It's more than that. Much more than that. Sorry. But still, that's 14 points from the bench.
I don't think they're. First of all, Laravia probably had his worst game of his Laker career.
ESPN
tonight.
changed their box scores around, so you had.
It's everything's in reverse. These are the kind of games that I wish they could get Dalton connected in. They needed points because of this stupid, useless tournament that they're trying to qualify for. And if you need your shots, and if you want to make more shots, and you're seeing that somebody like Marcus Smart isn't making his shots, if you're seeing Austin Reeves not make his shots, at least from the 3-point line, then why don't you draw up some plays for Dalton? He only had 3 shots tonight. I would rather see Dalton shoot 10 shots than Marcus Smart. And that's something that needs to be assessed a little bit. Laravia didn't get any plays called for him. Maybe they could have gotten him off a little bit so he didn't have such a bad game. But I don't know. It looked like a game of disinterested professional athletes, which is just a sad commentary considering most of these guys are young. They should have the energy. They should have the oomph to do what they need to do. If it was a veteran team trying to level off a little bit, there'd be some understanding there. But they also haven't won anything here. And when you start getting into those bad habits fundamentally and your focus is off, and all of a sudden you start seeing it 3 out of 4 games, 3 games in a row, it creates bad habits. And I was happy the first 10 games. Last 3 games, I haven't been happy because it's very, very easy to see. And now Luka needs to start getting a little bit of a discussion. Like, Luka, you are the guy now. You've been the guy here. We can't blame LeBron now, even though LeBron is notorious wherever he goes for doing that. We need to stop doing not we. They need to stop doing this. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would like this stuff to not be their calling card. You were seeing an identity here. You were seeing an identity. You were seeing Marcus Smart playing his butt off. You were seeing him play defense. You were seeing him set the tone. And then all of a sudden, Marcus Smart started turning into Boston Celtic Marcus Smart, and why they traded him a few years back, because he started chucking, and Marcus Smart isn't a good shooter. I don't mind you chucking if you're wide open. But if you're chucking and you're not wide open and you're trying to get out of a slump, that's not a good sign. That's really honestly what I think allowed New Orleans to come back and make a run. Those missed shots create momentum for the other team. So that's kind of what I got out of tonight's game. And and it's sad commentary that we're talking about who's going to play tomorrow, when once in a while you get a nice featured competition here, and then the first thing is, are we going to see them?
Well, No Joker, before I get it to you, Legend, No Joker said to Joe, because I think he both to Joe and I, said we complain about Luka and players resting, but then we complain about the tournament that is designed to keep players on the court during the regular season. This NBA Cup, Joe and I don't like it. We've been very clear. We don't like it. We don't like the whole thing around it. We don't like the cup deal. They should be playing and be available for any game that they're able to suit up in. It's just that simple. I guess Luka played 40 minutes tonight, but I shouldn't have to worry. He should always be playing a good amount of minutes on a Friday night game, whether it's NBA Cup or not, whether you have to worry about the NBA point differential or not. The next night, we shouldn't have to worry unless, if he didn't incur any new injuries, which seemingly he didn't. We shouldn't have to worry if he's going to play the next game. It should be like what Joe and I have seen now for decades, right, Joe? That wasn't the way it used to be. You didn't need an NBA Cup to incentivize you to play.
First of all, they're not playing any more games other than the title game. This is a regular season game. Whether the court is blue, black, red, pink, it's still a regular NBA game. It counts in the standings. It counts as a win, loss. So the stupid tournament is only an issue in the title game, where they have to play an extra game, which in the grand scheme of things, is it really going to kill them? I think it's funny. Again, I find it hilarious that there was so much talk about the NBA. Oh, let's condense the games, because that's what all these lazy, rich idiots are talking about after making $50 million a year. That now they want less games for making more money. The issue is less in games, and then Adam Silver in the NBA competition added more games with the stupid play-in, with the stupid tournament title game. It's like, are fans really watching this shit? Seriously, is the everyday fan really watching this crap? And that whole NBC thing with Michael Jordan, it went completely different than what I thought. Michael Jordan on a couch. I didn't think that was gonna. I thought he was gonna actually say stuff.
They're doing the Manning thing. They're doing the Manning thing with him.
I'm sorry, with all due respect to Michael and whatever producer's doing that, those guys aren't Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning has the shtick for that kind of environment. Michael's not like that. I don't understand what's going on here. If I wanted to watch Michael do interviews, I can go on YouTube and watch about maybe 4,000 hours of Michael being interviewed since the late 80s. I don't need to listen to Michael talk about how he rented a house in Florida to some schmuck who made him shoot a free throw. Like, really? Is that really what we're here for? That's how you brought him in? It's just the product is shit, guys. It's just shit. The product is ass. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell is next. If it wasn't for Lakers Fast Break, I probably would not be watching every game now. Mind you, I didn't miss a game for a decade at one period. And the only reason why I didn't watch every game before then was because of how the Lakers were broadcasted when I was living in San Diego. So it's just, I don't know. I don't understand what the hell this league is doing. I really do not know. And then they put the best TV show in sports on ESPN. ESPN is a soiled toilet. They have the shittiest people talking about sports on that channel now, other than maybe 10% of them. So it's just sad. It's sad that we're talking about, are these guys going to be available tomorrow when it should be prime time? And you put both of them playing two shitty ass teams on the front end of a back-to-back. You don't want to highlight Giannis. You don't want to highlight Luka. Fresh, at least. No, you're going to put them on ESPN or whatever the fuck you're going to do there. And then it's going to be a shitty game because one of them is not going to be available. And then at halftime, you're going to see that fat fuck Charles Barkley sitting there going, I don't know why I'm here. I'm falling asleep. And that's your product. That's what you've created.
Legend, let me get it back to you. And once again, yes, the Lakers did win. You always have to clarify that after Joe goes on here. 118-104. Yes, they lead in the NBA Cup pool play. They have the biggest differential. They're the only team, I believe, that's 2-0 at this point in time. So with that, though, my friend, again, tonight is NBA Cup action. We saw, as far as what the Milwaukee had to do, they had to win in overtime over Charlotte. 18 assists along with 25 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. So he will be coming in a little bit fatigued going into tomorrow's game. But still, I'm expecting that kind of matchup between him and Luka to be a good one. I want to ask your thoughts, though, on this. When you see throughout the league, including your Warriors who are playing right now, how important is it to fans at this point about the NBA Cup?
I would say it's important to try to win games we need to win right now. I know the NBA Cup stuff is going on, but personally, me, I really don't too much care about the NBA Cup. If they don't win that, I don't care. I want the real deal. That's I don't care about the NBA Cup. I will worry about just trying to win the games you need to win. Watch all the back-to-back, because at the end of the day, they are the Golden State Warriors. You're old. You are more risk of getting injured than a lot of other teams right now, other than the Clippers, who are already like a dumpster fire. But we got to watch for our health wise. So I wouldn't worry too much about these cups. I would watch about these back-to-backs, like rest certain players. You need to rest them. Do what you got to do to keep people healthy, because you cannot afford too many injuries, because our young guys has been kind of iffy. So you need the older guys on the low. We need the older guys there. So we need to kind of watch out for how we going forward. And the Giannis game, I'm like Joe. I don't know why the NBA did that. You should want Luka versus Giannis on the prime time. You should not did a back-to-back and put them on TV. It's kind of odd that they did that, but it's unfortunate we got to have them conversation that we don't know who's going to play or not. I know Giannis probably going to play, but I don't know about the Lakers part.
We'll have to wait and see. But let me ask you this, Legend, or I get it back to Joe. It's concerning, though, when we see Luka having to play 40, from a Lakers perspective, 40 minutes, Austin 39. The bench, I was misspeaking when I talked about the number of minutes, but still, Laravia only got 22 minutes. Everyone else, the other three players, got 10, 11, and 12 minutes. That, to me, is concerning, that you cannot ask these players that come off the bench to play more than 10 minutes a game. You have to be able to go ahead and trust them for 15 to 20 minutes, 25 minutes, so that you can give your starters the rest. Playing your starting lineup, on a first game of back-to-back, against a team that is just does not have the kind of talent that they throw out there, and you're asking to play all of them above 30, 35 minutes. I just don't see why you can't trust your bench a little bit more. This is the time to do it. This is not the playoffs. This is the middle or the regular season, and you need to start putting a little bit more faith in your guys coming off the bench.
I agree with you, Gerald. That to me is a little concerning that you are pushing Luka and Reeves that hard in a regular season game, let alone against a New Orleans team that is spiraling downward pretty much. That's a little concerning that you can't trust a lot of your bench players to come in and give you like 15, 20 minutes. That's a little concerning. To me, it looked like you can trust Jake. Jake, look, he's okay. It's the rest of them where it start getting a little iffy on, and that is a concern. And that makes me wonder is when February get here, maybe that might be one of the trade options that you got to try to find some rotational players that you can trust to give you a good 15 to 20 minutes, because to me, when you look at Luka's history too, getting injured, that's the part you kind of worry the most. If you're pushing this hard, this early, what is it going to be like when you get to about January, February, and March, when all those games start adding up, the wear and tear begin to add up. So that's a little concerning if I can't rest you against a bad New Orleans Pelicans team. I shouldn't have to push you that hard against teams like Charlotte, Pelicans, Toronto. You should be able to get your best players out in the game about midway through the third, going to the fourth. You need to be able to pull them out and let the bench take care of the rest. So that's concerning if I need you that long.
YYC, just go back just earlier this week when I said out loud that Jokic at that time, this was before the 55-point game, that I said Jokic was my front runner for MVP. That hasn't changed. That even got more solidified with his 55 performance. I think it was Tuesday night I said it. And the next night he went for 55. I was criticized by the chat because they said, why didn't you give it to Luka? Why didn't you give it to Luka? Well, Luka hadn't played as many games. He had already been out a couple games by that point in time. So, and then Luka had that lemon in Atlanta. And I said, if he goes into Oklahoma City and he has a great game, that could change the complexion of everything because all these guys were so close. But then, like you saw, Joe, how scary is it right now with the way Jokic is playing? His efficiency, he's got a shooting percentage, a true shooting percentage, over 70%. He's shooting from the field over 68%, and he's leading the league in rebounds and assists. And oh, by the way, he just scored 55 on the Clippers. How, with all that we say about OKC and all the flowers that we gave them the other day, how concerned, if you're a Western Conference foe, should you be about the Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic?
Well, I don't know if it's concerned for the team, but Nikola Jokic is showing what could be his best season ever.
That's scary. That is scary.
And
to me,
I don't think it's out of term in saying that he should be on his fifth, going on his sixth MVP. I mean, the league, for some weird reason gave Embiid an MVP because he kept crying about it. And it only goes to show you that the East Coast bias is legit. And if you don't believe that there is an East Coast bias, all you got to do is see the voting yesterday for Aaron Judge. And Aaron Judge had I'm not saying Judge didn't earn it, but when you talk about MVP and past votes, the same reason why they gave Judge the MVP over Ohtani in, what was it, 2022? You know, because he had a historic season. They didn't give it to Cal Riley. And when you talk about the season in general, like what that man did, a switch hitter, catcher, hitting 60 home runs, leading his team to basically almost just a hair away from the World Series. The Jokic is the best NBA player right now. And I don't really think there's an argument. Luka kind of started out the first 3 weeks as that guy, but maybe it's because I didn't see enough Jokic play.
He started slow point-wise.
True.
He just kind of cruised into it
True.
point-wise.
But at the same time, he's mastered the game. He really has. And he's mastered it at the center position. I don't know. I would the way Jokic plays is what, if the NBA at the time played the way they play now, it's what Arvydas Sabonis likely would have done in his prime. I mean, that's what you would have had. So we're only almost a month in. It's too early to go with anything at this point, but Jokic is pretty damn good. He's pretty damn good. But my thing is right now with the Lakers, and I know that the Lakers won tonight, but if you guys watch the games, it's not just – if you really watch the games, the game will tell you a story. It'll tell you the habits of the team. It'll tell you the tenor of the team. It'll tell you the personality of the team. The way they played this last few games on the road, road trips are supposed to be the camaraderie times. This is when the team is supposed to be tighter because they're on the road. They're away from their families. They're away from their friends. They're not dealing with having to get tickets for their family and friends at home. It's better to play at home, don't get me wrong. But these times they're supposed to build chemistry and they're supposed to build a camaraderie where, hey guys, we're on the road for the next week. Let's go watch a movie. Let's go have dinner more. Let's maybe practice a little bit, focus on what we're doing here because we're not at home taking care of the kids and the wife and whatever. Let's get better at what we're doing. Instead, it was the opposite. They looked like pure ass for 2 games and a half. That's not a good sign for a young team. This is a young team playing right now. This is not LeBron on there. This is not, Gabe Vincent's there, even though he's sort of young. All the old geezers are not playing right now. This is the young studs. These are the guys that are supposed to be the building blocks. And if you can't put forth the effort in almost a month in on the road like this because you feel like, you don't need to, and if JJ can't seem to click there with that, that's a problem. There's a problem there. And that's how I would address the team. And if I was a media guy that's close to the team, which of course I never will be because they won't allow anybody like me to go over there and talk like this. They'll shut me up pretty quick. But this team plays like LeBron plays when he's lazy. And he's not even there right now. So imagine when he does get there, what's going to happen. It needs to stop.
Once again, the Lakers win tonight. They go to 9-4 after 118-104 victory. Legend, let me get you back in here. Of course, the Lakers are 9-4. They're currently 5th place in the Western Conference, right in the thick of things with Minnesota, Phoenix, Houston, San Antonio. They're all looking up at Denver and OKC. But in the East, your Atlanta Hawks started to put it together, my friend. Maybe that they need a dose of the Lakers more often because since the Lakers game, they have been playing a lot better, winning 4 in a row. But they're not the beast of the East right now because the Detroit Pistons have won 9 in a row. How real are you making out what the start of the season is for the Detroit Pistons? How real do you think that is right now, Legend?
I won't say it's a fluke or anything. I'm gonna say I want to see a little bit more, just a little bit more before I say, okay, this might be the real Pistons. I want to see just maybe another couple of weeks of how they look. Maybe by December, I'll be like, if they holding on like this by December, okay, it might be the real deal. I just want to say they look good. They look good. I don't want to say they fugazi, as a friend of ours like to say on the radio, or say they're legit deal. I'm gonna say I'm in between. I think they might be the real deal, but at the same time, I'm not for sure either. Just because it's still early in the season and they could all of a sudden dip off and go to reality. So I'm gonna wait another month. About December, if they look like this still, then I'm gonna say this. It might be legit. But I'm impressed with it. I don't think nobody saw Detroit being where they at. Nobody saw this coming. So they in front of Cleveland, New York. That's a shocker. That's a humongous shocker. Coming from a first round playoff loss too last year. That's a major turnaround.
Absolutely, and I agree with you. I mean, I'd like to see a little bit more just to make sure that what they're doing is legit. Because again, it is in the NBA least conference with a lot of teams out there at the bottom of the conference, and I know that they played quite a few of them in the Wizards, the Pacers, the Nets, who have only won one game apiece. Charlotte, although Charlotte has Comp Knipple. Guys, I'm going to tell you something out there. If you're on either the Lakers Fast Break fantasy league or another fantasy basketball league, and you don't have Comp Knipple right now, you're missing out. The guy is unloading, and the guy is now the front runner for Rookie of the Year ahead of VJ Edgecombe and Cooper Flagg and all that, because he is green light, because LaMelo ain't there, Brandon Miller ain't there, and the coach has told him to shoot and shoot plenty. He got another 32 tonight against Giannis in the Bucks, and he is looking real good right now. But Legend, I think, again, like you said, I'd like to see a little bit more, but your Hawks are playing better. But Detroit, man, 9 in a row. Cade is playing like an all-star. Is he ready to take them to the next level? We'll have to wait and see. And Jalen Duren, though, Joe, man, that guy is a beast. I mean, how good. We talk about what Ayton did tonight against a team without size. Derek Queen is 6'10". I think that he was the guy that played key minutes for them and at the center position tonight. And DeAndre Ayton doesn't, as you even said tonight, he doesn't always turn it on when he needs to, like he was invisible the other day in Oklahoma City. But how cool will it be to have a guy like Jalen Duren? The kid's 21 years old, averaging a double-double already, getting monster games, and you see being a major part of what they're doing in Detroit as they've won 9 in a row, Joe.
I couldn't understand last year how there was even a discussion that Detroit, and maybe it was just discussions, and Detroit was sitting there rolling their eyes going, what the hell are you guys talking about? We're not getting rid of Jalen Duren. You know what who Jalen Duren reminds me of? Antonio McDyess. Without the hops. Because Antonio McDyess was as freakish an athlete as you'll ever see in your entire life. Imagine a 6'10" guy that can jump out the building, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he reminds me of Antonio McDyess, especially in physical and in terms of his physique and just kind of his look in a way. Actually, it's a better look because he looks mean. McDyess actually had a little kind of a nice demeanor about him. But the Thompson boys are obviously starting to come into their own, both in Houston and in Detroit. And then Jalen Duren is the nice kind of bow on top of this, because this is a guy that absolutely has 2010 a game talent. And Cade Cunningham, just at that point where I know myself was wondering what was going on with him. Is he going to be the guy? I mean, he answered the bell quick. Detroit has had some favorable opponents this year. But then again, it's Detroit, right? Like, can you say that Detroit is lucky because their schedule, permitted it? Well, that doesn't count, considering Detroit's been lackluster, if you will, most of the last decade, right? But they're winning. They're winning, and they've beaten a couple of good teams. They've beaten the Bulls, I think, in that. They've beaten Houston. I don't know if it'll last, but I won't be surprised if it does, because they do have the young talent, and they do have a superstar that's about to come out. And if you start getting Jalen Duren doing 20 and 10s, now are you looking at him being an all-star too? If you got 2 all-stars in Detroit by February, I think this is not going to likely be a fluke. I think this is going to be a team that's going to be similar to, quite possibly, maybe like an Orlando, as they were kind of coming up with Paolo. Like, these guys are going to start making the playoffs in the East, and they're going to start maybe having some games where they can maybe show some stuff. But and it's a good time to do it right now because the East is kind of, we don't know where they're going to go. So if they're going to make a run now. Make a run now early, build that confidence, and then maybe within the next 2 to 3 years, you might start seeing Detroit being a perennial Eastern Conference Final participant, because they have the horses now and they're building it. I haven't seen enough Detroit basketball to really, really know. I've caught a couple things here and there, but I know how these guys play when I do see them, and it's always when Duran gets his 40 mil, what's going to happen? When Thompson gets his money, what's going to happen? Cade seems to have gotten his money, and he wants to still be great, which is a hell of a good start.
Yeah, I agree. He wants to even be better than he was the game before.
And that's good. Anytime I'm very, very, those around me know I'm about quality. I'm about greatness. I want the first pick in any draft to be great. Set aside from my team's aspirations, it has nothing to do with it. When I hear that the first overall pick is a star, to me, I believe that's best for the league. It's best for the sport. It creates a quality that I don't think can be matched when you have the first guy that's picked in the draft that's great, that's a perennial MVP candidate and a perennial winner.
So with that, though, and Legend, let me bring you back in there. Joe and I were talking earlier about OKC, and Joe is right. In a small market, and they've got 3 guys who starting next year. Well, actually, SGI's, I believe his has already kicked in, his extension, but the other 2, Holmgren and Williams, their extensions are going to kick in next season, I believe. If then that's correct, it's going to skyrocket them as far as their average, their tax cost is concerned. But I said to Joe, in retrospect, though, looking at it, I don't think there's any more team that's better prepared for themselves for that than OKC. I don't see them breaking up the Williams Holmgren SGA foundation, but I see all the players around them changing because AJ is on a cheap contract. You keep him, but the Carusos, the Hartensteins, the Dorts when he wants his ching ching, ka-ching ching right there as far as that's concerned, the money, and he wants that, and other guys out there, that are right now currently on the team, they will get replaced because they have such a myriad of assets. They have 5 draft picks, 2 in the lottery as of right now for next season, Legend. So I want to hear your thoughts. I just don't see them going away anytime soon and continuing on at Oklahoma City with what they're doing, because again, they can go into the luxury tax repeatedly, and they will. But the thing is, they will always be able to move the pieces around those 3 foundational guys that they already have.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma is set up to prepare for what's coming. They most likely by now already know that the current team they got, they're not gonna be able to keep a lot of them role players. You're gonna have to rotate them out and be able to get the money wise to flow the way you need to without being so deep into luxury tax. So I'm expecting Lou Dort to be one of them. They probably end up losing, and maybe Hartenstein too. You might end up losing him. But like you said, Joe, they got so many lottery picks coming in. Like you're gonna be okay either way. You're gonna have a cheaper person who can pretty much do what they're doing already, come in and still keep your main core of SGA, Jay Williams, Chet. You still better keep the main 3 together. And that's the most important part. Make sure you got the main 3 locked in. But they got the draft picks, they got the assets. I mean, who knows? Maybe they could trade some of what they got, flip it into somebody cheaper who can do the exact same thing still too, and end up going that route as well. They got it made though. They are sitting beautifully. Like Sam Presti, man, that's the best GM in the game right now. He's the absolute best. It's just hard to beat what he's done for Oklahoma.
Absolutely. But guys, again, the Lakers have the victory. And of course, I got Legend from I Got Next Sports Media and Joe Soro from the Joe Soro Experiment. The Lakers do win 118-104. They have a 2-0 record in NBA Cup action. They're 9-4 overall. They have the point differential. I think it's in like close to 20-point differential, which I guess according to that is always very good because you have to do it as far as NBA Cup play and all that. Yay, yay, yay. Man, I cannot stand that court. That court tonight was just against the red. The court looked awful, and faced against the red uniforms of the New Orleans Pelicans, it made it so difficult to read out who was who had the ball on their team. It was really bad. But before we head on out, Legend Joe, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Austin Reeves, 31 points tonight. Pretty good performance from him and all that. And like I said, Austin Reeves, some major decisions will have to be made with him down the road. John Costa and I'm inviting you both to come on stage. I want a special show dedicated during that 5-day period when they have off in between the Utah games. Want to find a time for your thoughts on Austin Reeves. But as a little teaser, Joe, Austin Reeves, again, everybody knows he has the ability to opt out of his contract this summer, and capability is to sign a 5-year, $241 million deal with the Lakers. He is eligible to be up to doing that. And then 4 years, I think 178 for any other team if he goes out in free agency. But those are just numbers I'm going to have you guys think about for the next few days while we get prepared on doing a show based off that. But Joe, let me ask your thoughts on Austin Reeves. The fit with Luka and Austin, again, we see mixed results in our chat in regards to it. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people want him traded now, some by the end of the season, some people want him to stay. Again, it's still very divisive on what they want next for Austin Reeves.
If Austin Reeves is your second highest paid player going into the 2026-2027 season, you're in trouble in winning a championship. And doesn't really matter what you feel or think. Austin is a phenomenal basketball player, but he can't be your number 2. He's not that guy. If you need proof, all you got to do is watch the game against Oklahoma. He will get exploited by athletic freaks, and Oklahoma City has athletic freaks up and down that team. And even a team like Detroit, so we were talking about Detroit. I mean, somebody like Thompson, somebody like Cade Cunningham. Those guys will run circles around Austin. It's not his fault. He is capable. He is borderline all-star, all those things. But he cannot be the second highest paid player on your team going into next season. And if he is, and you have a plan to get someone else maybe a year from there, okay, I'll buy that. But it can't be for the title run. It's just not going to work. As far as his performance tonight, I still kind of see some lingering effects from his groin probably. I think he's protecting it still. Groins are a pain in the dick. Those things never heal, it seems. So,
do you think the Lakers are title contenders?
No, not right now. And they really weren't even before tonight or before the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have the potential of being that because we don't know what's going to happen in February. We don't know how injuries are going to play out. But if we base it off of the last few years, no. Because the same issues that they had recently here, they're going to have during the playoffs even more because the lights are much brighter and the energy is much higher. And if you're going to have to run into athletes, I'm telling you guys, the level in the NBA per round absolutely is increase to the till. First round to the second round to the third round. And then when you get to the finals, it is at its peak. You need guys that can be stars. You need stars. Indiana had one star. He got hurt in game 7, and they lost. Got to have the stars, and you got to have the stars make it. Otherwise, if they blow out a tire, it's just not going to work, guys. There's a lot that this team needs to get to, but we have to wait till this season likely to end, because it just is too much money allocated to certain players on this team that don't do enough. Guys like Jared Vanderbilt, unfortunately, guys like LeBron James, he's going to do his best to do what he needs to do when he gets back, but I don't know if a 41-year-old can be depended on to be that guy. I just don't see it. Next season is going to be a really, really clear sign. And I am pretty confident. I'm pretty confident that this thing will get put together the right way, because leadership that I'm very familiar with is now in charge. So I'm not depressed, and I'm not in any way uncomfortable at the moment. I am a little irritated that their identity kind of sort of went away again, because I thought the first 10 games, I'm like, these guys are starting to get scrappy. They're starting to build a little bit of a rep. And then all of a sudden they turned into 3-point happy, lazy bums the last few games.
I'll just say this, JY. I think if LeBron had not taken that $2.6 million, whatever, $53 million option, and done something more reasonable, the Lakers could have added 2 or 3 more players that might have been able to contribute, and that gap between OKC and the Lakers would have been a lot closer than it looks right now. And
I'm not dooming, guys. I am giving you the answer to the question. You tell me. Do the Lakers look like a championship constructed team right now? Be honest. And if you're going to say yes, you got to give me a reason. There's no margin of error in basketball. You can't have the Vanderbilts playing 20 minutes a game, fumbling and stumbling and falling all over the place. You don't have really any kind of backup guard, really. Austin Reeves can't guard athletic wings or guards. LeBron is not going to be a guy that's going to be able to justify $52 million on both sides of the court. Luka, yeah, he might not be good on defense, but he's the best in terms of controlling the ball and playing offense and scoring, right? Cool. Rui has improved a little bit more, but it's not enough. LaRavia is too inconsistent. DeAndre Ayton can be exposed. What is it that you want me to tell you? As of right now, there ain't a hell's chance. There is, Sam's hell's chance that this team is showing a championship pedigree. It's not there. There's not enough there. Too many deficiencies in big areas.
I mean, OKC just beat the Lakers and Golden State, our team and Legends team, by combined, I just counted it, 55 points, guys.
They beat the brakes off of them. Like, no mercy.
I mean, I just don't know how we can have this discussion now. Now, of course, it's a long season. If SGA gets hurt and there's continued problems, things change. If Jokic gets hurt and this conversation could be a lot different in April. But as of now, the Lakers are a good team. They're a competitive team. Golden State is a good team, a competitive team, but they're not at the level of OKC. And Legend, I'll let you close it out. And with what you got going, I got Next Sports Media, and Joe will close it out with his what's going on with him as well. But Legend, again, close it out with your thoughts. But I don't think Golden State or the Lakers are at that level right now. I think only one team in the NBA is, and that's Denver right now, to me, in my opinion.
I agree. I mean, that's just being honest. You just got to be honest with yourself. Right now, we, like Gerald just said, both our two teams just got waxed off the floor. They beat you bad enough to where people was going home at the fourth quarter. That let you know the whole story right there. Right now, Warriors, I don't mind. I have no problem saying it. Warriors, they're not good enough to win. And Lakers not either right now. The teams are not constructed right now to beat what's in front of you. Like Jervis, there's only one team right now to me that got a legit shot that can do it right now. That's Denver. And that's the same team that really could have knocked them out last year. They almost did it outside of the Pacers. So you just got to be honest with yourselves, guys. Just right now, it's not it right now. Not right now. Maybe the trade deadline, things happen different. But right now, with what you currently got on either one of our sides, we're not good enough. You just saw it for yourself. You're nowhere near close. Not even close right now. And they're just being honest. Don't lie to yourself. Just be honest. The truth sets you free. But if you want to check out my channel, I got Net Sport Media. We're going to talk a little bit about Georgia Southern football tomorrow because my university is getting ready to play against Coastal Carolina tomorrow. Trying to get ready for bowl eligibility. Trying to get that 6 win. And then my Georgia Bulldogs play tomorrow. We're finna get ready to send Texas back to Texas with a loss. So we're finna get ready to get that win tomorrow too. But outside of that, we're going to talk a little about college football on Sunday.
Fake. Luka is not the MVP right now. You cannot look in the mirror and tell yourself Luka is the MVP right now. You just can't.
I think he's just saying the opposite of anything normal.
Yeah,
I wouldn't take him too seriously.
And I don't. But Joe, Joe can get. That's true, Juan. That's true, my friend. But Joe, what you got going on with your great channel and your playback channel run by the Australians before we head on out? The great Australians, Vari and
Vari wouldn't likely win a spelling contest to save his life, but he's a hell of a engineer. And Mark's little quips are quite entertaining, and then of course the retaliation from SB adds to the fuel. And I as you probably all know, I enjoy chaos, and there's no better fuel to that chaos than Australian barbs. So we have fun. We have fun on the experiment channels. We really do, and I look forward to continuing, at the very least, the entertainment side of things while we watch second halves like we saw tonight. At least we have something there that we can banter with so that we can forget those performances. As far as the experiment continues to be ongoing in terms of its week-to-week involvement. The studio is still being built. I will be there on occasion, and at some point it may be the primary, but I don't know. It's down in San Diego. But the office in here, the studio in here, is likely going to start looking a little bit different too. You'll start seeing some of Drip Show's great art being put on the wall, and we'll make good visuals as these things keep going.
But go ahead and make sure you got I got Next Sports Media, and also as well the Joe Sorrell Experiment liked and subscribed on the YouTube, and also as well on playback. Go ahead and head on over to our channel, Lakers Fast Break, or the Joe Sorrell Experiment, or John Costa's Lakers Corner. Any one of those great channels for playback, because we're getting like 50, 60 people now interested in the game. So there's, those VIPs, that's 20 for Joe, 20 for me, 20 for John that he can give out. So there you go. You guys got a chance to go ahead and check out the games. Check it out tomorrow with the Lakers Fast Break, Joe Sorrell Experiment, and also as well Lakers Corner on playback. And then after the game, Joe's going to host it. I got to deal with the UNLV game, the football game here tomorrow. So I will probably not be available. Legend, I'll make sure that Joe has a chance to get you on as well if you want to stop on by. But yes, I will be in transit tomorrow, based back and forth from the UNLV game. So will not be available to host most likely. So Joe is going to host it, and I really appreciate that. And make sure, again, you check out my conversation with Seven, where I exposed and I unloaded raw Just those YouTube all caps words. Big shout out to Seven. I tell you what, it was great talking to him. He's a great guy. Please support Lakers Land on YouTube. It was a great conversation. He asked for my whole background in podcasting. He asked about the start of the Lakers Fast Break. He asked about you guys as far as the crew and the panelists that are on. I mentioned you guys and all the great people that support this channel as far as the panelists are concerned. So yeah, I just had a great conversation with Lakers Land. I did unload. For me, it was Tuesday, but you know what? It still was a great conversation where I was honest about our channel, YouTube, and also as well the Lakers. So go ahead and hear my thoughts on that. And last but not least, Magic Man Sean Grice wants you to pick out his jersey, and you have 24 hours left. I put a post on this channel. There's been 88 people, and thank you for voting on it already. 88 people who voted already on what you think his next jersey should be. Should it be Luka? Should it be Austin? Should it be LeBron? Or should it be someone else? And if you put someone else, Bronny, make sure you put it in the comments so I know how many get. But right now, Luka's in the clubhouse. You have 24 hours left to go ahead and let us know what you think Sean should wear for his next jersey. No Joker says Lakers are legit contenders. Prove you wrong, Joe, before we head on out. Appreciate it, No Joker. I think Wednesday would prove it right there.
No.
Wednesday.
To be continued.
Okay.
I'm going to wait till February.
Okay. Well, again, things can change. Injuries can happen. Trades can be made that might close that gap. But as of now, the Lakers are a good team, but still have a ways to go. And
hey, 805. Let me get back to you on that. I know I have to have a certain amount of subs to get super chats. What is it? 1,000, Gerald? Yeah.
1,000, yeah.
I'm still a ways away, but we'll talk. The next experiment I have,
They can send you a super chat on your playback, by the way.
Cool. In all honesty, guys, I appreciate it, but go ahead and save your money until when we can rock and roll. Don't worry, or send it here.
Well, again,
but I greatly appreciate it, 05. Thank you. It's a very thoughtful suggestion. Thank you again.
But you can send super chats on playback. They have their own separate thing, and each of us.
I don't know if I want to give those assholes any money, though. If you want to give me money, I'd rather you give it to me, then I can disperse it correctly. Because playback are a bunch of jerk offs.
Patreon is the best one, I think. Cuts. I don't do a Patreon, but I've heard Patreon takes the least amount of cuts for contributors as far as that's concerned. So I'll leave that up to you guys. But again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. The Lakers win tonight in somewhat comfortable fashion, 118-104. They're 2-0 in the NBA Cup. Woohoo! And lead their division in that. They're 9-4 on the season. So we'll be back on the second game of a back-to-back. Let me see one last time. Is anybody already scheduled to be out for the Lakers? We're going to find out right now. Has anybody been announced? No. Nobody has been announced yet for being out or having hangnail or anything management yet. So we will see. But I'll post it if that's the case. And remember, we'll be back on playback tomorrow for the game against Milwaukee. And, of course, the post game. This guy right here will be hosting. Legend hopefully will join him. Me, I'll try to do something. But I'll be dealing with UNLV football. But hopefully I'll be here in spirit if I'm not in the chat. But we'll do something good for you tomorrow night to start your Lakers weekend. Oh, and by the way, the Lakerholics tomorrow at 11 a.m. The Lakerholics, all of them are going to be there. I don't need to be there. You're going to hear all those guys from the Lakerholics crew at Lakerholics.com tomorrow at 11. Then you've got the game against Milwaukee, and then the best post game that's out there. Nowhere else but right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Fake talk. You know what? Shohei's wife is probably a 10 to 10 to him. And really, isn't that all that matters?
Joe, why is Shohei's wife not a 10 of 10? I think she's